Two dreaded words. Tax time. Well, luckily, we have wealth strategist and tax attorney Rebecca Walser here to tell us what we need to do to change our W-4 with our employer. Because let's be honest, Rebecca, changes are coming. First off, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Welcome back. And
Thank you.
mean, this really, times are changing.
Yes, they are. So we have this new tax law, and I have a lot of people calling the office saying, how come my paycheck is the same as it was last year? I thought I was getting a tax break. And the truth is, you know, whether you do or you don't, we have to calculate under the code, but it's not going to be reflective in any of the January paychecks, because what happens is Congress passes the law at this level, and then, you know, that's great, but that's not the actual implementation side of it. What happens is now it goes over to the IRS, and the IRS says, okay, this is how we used to calculate your withholdings on your actual paycheck. You know, you used to say if you were single, you'd put yourself in as a dependent. If you were married, you'd enter one, and then you would enter the number of your dependents. So you would get like a withholding credit for, you know, 4 or 5 dependents. But now, Natalie, we've eliminated under the new tax law personal exemptions. So there is no longer going to be a tie between how many people are in your household and how much withholding you do or you don't have. So what's happening now is the IRS is having to reformulate how the entire country withholds tax through our employers. And they haven't gotten the form out to us yet. It's not even ready yet. We expect it to be ready in February. Okay, so expect it to be ready in February. How does this, or how should we approach things like tax time, since it is right around the corner, you know, coming in April? What changes should we expect there? Well, the tax law for April, the filing for April will not have any changes, because it will still be based on 2017. So we're always filing by April 15th for last year. We're always filing in arrears. But for this year and the new tax law change, we wouldn't expect anyone's paycheck to change until February. And then I would tell all of our friends at home that they need to contact their HR department by February if they haven't gotten an email, they haven't heard anything, and say, hey, where is the new W-4 form? When can I fill it out? Because what we don't want to happen is people don't fill out a new W-4 and their withholding is not correct under the new tax law. Really? So I think that's the important message of our segment, correct? You have to ask for that in February. Yeah, and we think like ADP processes 1 out of every 6 paychecks in America. Yeah. We think that most people will be contacted proactively by HR or by a payroll processing company, but still, at the end of the day, it's your check, it's your money. So I would recommend that by the end, if you haven't heard anything by the middle of February, contact your HR department and ask them, what is your plan to roll this out? Because I know I need to refill out my W-4. So everybody needs to have that in the back of their mind, be ready to fill it out. Yeah. Any kind of idea of what it's going to look like? It's Any guesses? Funny because Natalie, I was looking at the W-4 and I was like, it's for everybody in tax law, every CPA in America. We all are so used to withholdings being tied to how many people you have in your household. And that formula doesn't work anymore. It's completely different now. We do not have PEPs anymore. They're completely gone. So it's different. The only thing that I can say that will still have an effect is we have a child tax credit. And the child tax credit was increased from $1,000 to $2,000. And of that $2,000, $1,400 of it is refundable. And I know I just spoke Greek, but let me just explain it really fast. If you have a $2,000 federal tax bill at the end of the year, and you have a $2,000 child tax credit, that will completely eliminate your federal tax due. Your federal tax will be 0. If you have a $1,000 due at the end of the year and you get a child tax credit of $2,000, you will actually get a refund back of $1,000, because it is refundable up to $1,400 per child. And you want to make sure that this new W-4, this new tax form, has that credit if you do have children to obviously take advantage of that increase. Because the child tax credit is one of the things that we calculate on the W-4. Interesting. And like you said, people are already chomping at the bit to see more money. So when do you think that we'll start to see that in our paychecks? Well, we're hoping that the W-4, everything depends on when this W-4 comes out. Once the W-4 is released, then it'll get disseminated to the payroll companies, then they will modify the withholding tables, and then you'll start to see the changes. It takes time. Like everyone's like, oh, what happened at the end of last year? Where's my difference? This is a huge, mammoth change, and all of these things have to be recalculated, and then they have to be rolled out. Then you have to tell the company how much to do for you. So it takes all this time. It's a lot of work. Which I got to say, February still seems relatively early. I'm kind of impressed at February, actually. I am too, but most people think it's slow. Well, instant gratification, this company. Now, like, oh, the tax law changed, my check should be like different. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. So take some patience, and then also be sure and look for that new W-4 in the new year. Well, Rebecca, as always, we appreciate it when you're here. Thank you for breaking it down. And as always, if you are interested in getting more information and talking with Rebecca and her team, we'll just give her a call at the phone number on your screen, or even visit them online. There's her website.